2291, in an attempt to control violence among deep space miners, the New Earth government legalized no-holds-barred fighting. Leandri Mining Corporation, working with the NEG, established a series of leagues and bloody public exhibitions. The fight's popularity grew with their brutality. Soon, Leandri discovered that the public matches were their most profitable enterprise.
Unreal Tournament, or UT99, like many people call it, is a game that came out in 1999 and shook the world with its gameplay. It's an arena shooter like no other, and even today nothing can match its frantic action. Want to find out more? Stick with this review for that.
Double kill.
The story in Unreal Tournament is not really important, but it's there if you want it. There is a mining corporation called Leandri, and they organize a sports tournament called Unreal Tournament. It's a bloody and vicious, and it proves to be more profitable than mining. That's the basic gist of it. There's more to it if you're into that, but UT99 is not really a game about story. The gameplay is the main hook here. UT99 is a multiplayer game at heart. There's a single player mode here as well. A lot of people mostly played the single player back in the day because internet connection was a luxury in 1999. I played both multiplayer and single player back in the day, so I consider myself one of the lucky ones. I even play single player even today, simply because it's hard to find people on servers, and the single player portion of the game has an incredibly smart AI opponents. I feel modern games still haven't caught up with the level of AI that is offered here in this game. Nothing can, of course, replace real human players, but UT99 bots do come pretty close. In UT99 you're offered to play the campaign. The campaign consists of 5 modes you have to complete to finish the campaign. The first one is Deathmatch. Standard affair, frag everyone and reach the required number of kills before others do. Deathmatch consists of 20 maps, so there's plenty of fragging for you to sink your teeth in. Next is Domination, a team-based game. You generally have 3 points on the map you have to control in order to win. Who controls more points for longer wins. Think of this mode as early Conquest in Battlefield series. Next you have Capture the Flag, or CTF for short, also a team-based affair. Each team has their base and a flag in their base. Your goal is to capture the flag in the enemy's base and bring it back to your base to score points. It's a great mode. There's a standout map in this mode called Facing Worlds. It's very simple in its constructions. There are 2 castles and a straight track in between them, and it's floating in space. It's very appealing visually, and it's one of my most favorite maps ever made. Next you have Assault, also a team-based mode. Your team attacks a base and you have to destroy certain points on the map or infiltrate certain parts of the enemy base. After you do your objectives, you switch to defend the same base you were conquering before. And if you manage to defend the base for longer it took you to conquer all objectives, you win. There's not a lot of maps for this mode, and it's a shame because it's a very fun mode to play. And the final mode in the game's campaign is the challenge. It's once again deathmatch, but the AI is much smarter and tough. Manage through this and you have a last fight with the so-called boss, Zan Krigor. He's actually a very tough boss to defeat. You defeat him and congratulations, you have completed the game. But the fun doesn't stop here. You have multiplayer to sink your teeth in. At least you had the option back in the day. Nowadays their servers are not very populated and it's mostly bots. You can still find a game or two in specific hours and on specific servers. But be cautious, this game has a very high skill ceiling. And likely the players still playing this are some very hardcore and skilled people, so you might not have a very good time. I still play Unreal Tournament 99 to this day. The real star of the show is the practice session. Here you can choose any game type you want, any difficulty, any map, and the number of bots. It's single player, but it's so damn fun, even to this day. You have mutators. These are specific things that change the game. A few examples. Rocket Arena, which is a mutator that equips everyone with a rocket launcher only. Or Flak Arena, the same thing like Rocket Arena but with a flak cannon instead. Also, Insta-Jib is very fun as well. This replaces the shock rifle with a reddish beam and it's one-shot kill. So, a good way to practice your aim. There's really tons of stuff and modifiers in the practice session for you to dig. Like I said, even to this day I still play this game solo an hour or two a day. Nothing like coming back from work and just duking it out on that match. I mentioned bots before. You can choose your own bots, modify their skill level, change their appearance, names, and more. A lot of difficulty options are presented here to choose from. If you really want pure carnage and something as close to real skilled people, I recommend the last difficulty option. It's tough and the AI is really good at dodging and also very aggressive. Very close to a real skilled human, more or less. The star of the show here are two things: maps and weapons. Let's talk about the weapons. These are all futuristic weapons and all have secondary fire modes, something I feel should have make a comeback in modern games. You start off with an Enforcer, a regular gun that can even be dual-wielded if you pick another one. The shock rifle is a gun that shoots out a beam and its alternate fire mode is firing an orb of plasma. If you shoot an orb with the beam, you get a mighty explosion. Cool weapon. The bio-rifle shoots out green blobs that stay active on floors and walls for a certain amount of time. Alternate fire is charging a huge blob and then releasing it. The Ripper shoots out discs that bounce off the walls. Alternate fire is a disc that explodes on impact. Then there's the minigun, which is, as the name suggests, a minigun that shoots out bullets with lightning pace. Then there's the sniper rifle, which is a sniper rifle capable of delivering amazing headshots. Alternate fire is just zooming in. Then there's the pulse gun, which shoots out green plasma rocks. Alternate fire is a single grain ray that is very damaging. Then there's the rocket launcher, one of the best weapons in the game. It shoots out rockets and the alternate fire is shooting grenades. By holding the fire button, you can even charge the number of rockets and grenades and then release them for maximum carnage. My personal favorite is the flak cannon. It shoots out metallic flak shards and the alternate fire is slower but more deadly flak shell bomb. This is the best weapon in the game, hands down. It's easy to use, but once you start mastering it, you're a force to be reckoned with. Then there's the Redeemer. It's a weapon that is usually hidden somewhere on the map, and once you find it, you can release it. It shoots out a mini nuclear bomb and clears a big room of enemies. Alternate fire is the same, but it's a guided bomb that you control before impact. And there's one more weapon I need to mention. If you ever run out of bullets, you can either have an impact hammer or a chainsaw if you have a certain mod/expansion installed. By default, the weapon you can use when out of bullets is the impact hammer. It shoots out charged air, but it has to be released to the enemy at point-blank range. All of the weapons are great, and it's a big roster of guns. Let's talk about maps. This game really should be a note to all modern multiplayer game developers. Call of Duty launches with a few maps every year. Unreal Tournament 99 launched with more than 50 maps at launch. Maybe even more, I don't know the exact number. It's impressive. And also sad at the same time to see how modern games have regressed since this game launched in terms of content. Most maps have an industrial or futuristic design to them. I love most maps. Morpheus, for example, has low gravity and you jumping across buildings in space. I love the commentator/announcer this game has. When you go on a killing spree, he'll say this great line or when you have a flag in your possession, that sort of stuff. It really adds to the feeling like you're participating in a blood sport arena, which you are basically. Graphics are nothing to write home about in today's time, but still have a pleasurable look to them. This was cutting edge when it released, and the Unreal Engine this game uses was used by many other developers. I also like the way the bots talk back and say these lines when they kill you. It adds to the feeling of playing with a real human being instead of bots. Also, the music. This is tracker music present here in the game, and the game has a good amount of tracks. They are all instrumental, and it's likely one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. Every song is unique, and it's mostly industrial and spacey, if that makes sense.
Rampage. Headshot. Double kill. Multi-kill.
Really good stuff. Would I recommend this game to you? Well, sure. Multiplayer has slowed down to a crawl nowadays, but its single player and practice session is something you can play even today and have fun. And this game has a ton of mods available, both single player and multiplayer ones. If you're in the mood for a quality old school arena shooter, well, Unreal Tournament 99 is a good choice. If I had to give a score to this game, I'd give it 9.6 out of 10.